Hey everybody, welcome back. We got a really cool video today. Today we are going to go through the process of changing the visor on the Lift helmet. I have my tool that I got from Lift. It's a special tool to be able to do this. And if you've seen their website, you know you could get all kinds of different visors you can choose from. And I'm going to go ahead and change it. And let me tell you why. Now, if you want, link below, there's a full video on this helmet and all the specs and all that kind of stuff on it. You can go check that out. But today we're just going to change this visor. So we're not going to take too long now. I want to tell you why I'm changing it. We're going to go through and show you how to change it. And also, this is, this is a cool setup. Lift is the only ones that have this ability to magnet snap layers like this. Now, of course, I got some other helmets where you get different ways you can pull them down and all that, but this is the only one that has this kind of setup, which is pretty cool. I've been liking how this is. Now, I'm going to change these because I have two of these helmets. So the one I fly in the Cub with floats, the Carbon Cub with floats, the X Cub, I seem to like this visor better. I don't know why. And they tell me there's no technical difference, but for some reason this works better for me when I'm trying to land on water. It takes the glare off it here in southern Florida, the glare off the water as I'm running. It gives me a little more better depth perception. And then on this helmet, just has gray on it. Now, if you want to do something where you want to get the two visors and then be able to snap it on there, depending on where you're flying, like if I'm up in the Northeast, I take off, I want something that's clear here, and then I'll drop this once I'm above the clouds in a gray day up there. So that's kind of cool that you can do that. But if you're going to do that with layering, you really want this one to be clear. Because right now I have gray on this one. And if I have gray on it and then I drop this on, it gets really dark. Unless you need that for some reason, depending if you're up in the mountains or something and it's really, really bright with snow and all that, you probably wouldn't need that. So the best practice that I'm seeing is that people have clear on here for obvious reasons. So you can always have the clear down. You can wear your sunglasses underneath it if you have readers or something like that. So that you have clear protection on your face and you got your sunglasses. That way, and then also if you don't want to wear your sunglasses, you got clear, you can drop this on and it does a great job. I always want to fly with visor down when I'm in the Carbon Cub, and especially the extras or the game birds, because if the canopy comes off or you get a bird strike in that Carbon Cub, man, it's coming in. And you want to have that protection. And there's a whole bunch of other reasons that we talk about in the other video that we wear that. So we're going to go ahead and go through, walk this through. Now I will tell you that from talking to Lift, there's no technical difference between like the gold and the blue and the green and all the different colors they have. It's just preference. They're not polarized, or one's polarized for obvious reasons. I don't want polarized when I'm in the cockpit because I can't see the panel, obviously. But they're just preference. There's no technical difference between them when it comes to the colored ones. So you go check those out. You can get all the colors you want there. But we're going to go ahead and take this off. Now the process to do this is you can get this special tool from them. This tool is made just to be able to change these visors to your base one being what do you want it. Most people probably don't need to do this. If you buy your right visor the way you want it and you spec it out and stuff, you're not going to need to do this. But I've been testing different stuff and I just wanted to go ahead and change this out and give it a try. So the process is you've got a special end here that goes in here, allows us to turn these, and on the inside I'll show you there's a little pin that turns to a point where you can pull these off. I'm going to start by getting this off, and then once we get the visor off, we're going to go ahead and change them, and then this will all come back on. So let's do that. So as you can see, this tool goes on the outside here. It's made special. You turn it to the spot here that opens that pin. Once you got it to that point where it's the opening, now I can pop this off. As you can see, now this visor will come off so that we can actually work on it. So it's a really cool modular design how that works. So let me get the other side off and then we'll change the visor. Okay, so we've got these off, and you can see you got a slot here when you put it back on that slots on here. So that's your stops as your visor's going up and down. So we get that out of the way. Okay, so once you get the visor off, you got your new visor. So your new visor is actually we're gonna put that back on there. Now, remember that there's an inner visor and an outer visor. So if you're wanting to replace the main visor that's on here, like the main one that's here with all the hinges and stuff, you have to get a new inner visor, which has these hinges and stuff. Now, if you just want some to put on this, and that is the outer one. So let's go to that. So the outer ones are like this, where you don't have all the hinges. So you can get these outer ones replaced. But remember, if you want this one to replace, you have to actually replace this whole piece with the hinges. So this is the outer, these are the inners. We replace the inner, and now we're going to put the inner back on here. It goes on the same way. You just want to make sure that this little pin that's right here is going to end up in this slot, because it's just basically you're putting it back on. Now, as I showed you in the beginning, these are the little pins here that you're going to push back through this hole, and then this tool allows you to get that back on there. Now you got to make sure you keep it up just a little bit above the stop here. So we get it right about there. Got to turn this until the pin will go in. Then we get this one in on this side, so that's in there. Then we're going to use the tool that they supply you. You have to actually buy this tool. That tightens on there. That tightens on there. And now you've got a different visor on here. So if you get one, you want to change the color of the inner one, you got to buy that whole piece. That's basically all there is to changing that out. And then you've got your other ones that you can put on the outside. Anyway, that was a little quick fun video to show you guys how to use this and how to replace it. Go see the other full video on this helmet and check that out. Okay, see you on the next one.